When the night fights back, and the hands on Jacob aren't human, fear turns to destiny. Jacob enters the darkness trembling, and leaves wounded, renamed, and marked forever. Beneath a vast, starlit desert sky, Jacob's camp flickers with firelight, casting restless shadows. Cold air carries whispered sounds of the night, echoing across the silent sands. Silence blankets the dunes, broken only by the crackling fire and the distant howls of unseen creatures. Inside the dimly lit tent, Jacob writhes on his cot, a sheen of sweat reflecting the firelight. Nightmares of Esau contort Jacob's face, etching deep lines of worry and regret into his brow. Unburdened by Jacob's torment, Leah and the children are lost in peaceful slumber. The flickering shadows amplify the unease, casting long, dancing shapes across the tent walls. Jacob's restless movements create a stark contrast to the stillness of his sleeping family. Under the cloak of night, Jacob walks to the riverbank, each footstep crunching ominously on the loose gravel. He stares into the dark, rippling water, his reflection distorted, mirroring the turmoil within. His troubled gaze remains fixed on the river's surface as he contemplates his next move. Jacob arrives at the camp. The fire crackles, its light painting the scene with dancing shadows as he prepares to send his family and possessions across the dark, foreboding river. He scans the deserted camp, the silence amplifying his growing fear and uncertainty. Jacob stands alone amidst scattered supplies, the weight of his solitude pressing heavily. The vast darkness looms, punctuated only by the fragile firelight, highlighting Jacob's isolation. Under the cloak of night, a menacing figure materializes from the shadows, its form indistinct yet exuding a palpable threat. Jacob's muscles coil, his senses heightened as he braces for an impending clash, his eyes fixed on the encroaching darkness. The figure moves with an unnatural grace, each step a silent promise of both terror and an irresistible allure. The air crackles with anticipation as the figure advances, its presence casting a long, ominous shadow over the wrestling ground. Jacob stands firm, his resolve hardening against the encroaching darkness, ready to confront the mystery that stands before him. The wrestling ground becomes a battleground as Jacob and his mysterious opponent clash, their struggle raw and intense. Muscles strain, and the air crackles with the force of their struggle. Each movement a desperate dance of power and will. The earth yields under their feet, torn and ravaged by the ferocity of their encounter. Grunts and heavy breaths punctuate the silence, painting a vivid soundscape of exertion and raw power. The wrestling ground becomes a battleground. As the intensity surges, bodies clashing under the unforgiving sun. Jacob is thrown violently to the dust, the air knocked from his lungs, leaving him gasping and vulnerable. A shadowy figure emerges, its features hidden in the gloom, a looming menace that promises further pain. Adrenaline surges through Jacob's veins, fear sharpening his senses as he fights to regain his feet. He rises, a defiant glint in his eyes, ready to confront the darkness despite the odds stacked against him. On the wrestling ground, Jacob strikes, a desperate blow against an indomitable foe. The figure staggers, but its recovery is swift, its power seemingly boundless. A brutal dance of strength unfolds, each move a testament to raw endurance. Muscles strain, sweat flies, as Jacob faces his relentless adversary. The ground trembles with each impact, a symphony of force and will. Neither yields, locked in a fierce struggle, the outcome hanging in the balance. On the wrestling ground, Jacob's cunning meets an immovable force, each move countered with supernatural precision. Muscles strain, sweat flies as they grapple, locked in a dance of power and skill under the open sky. Jacob's face is etched with determination, a warrior's spirit undeterred by the figure's dark strength. The figure, an enigma of might, deflects each attack with an unsettling ease, a silent predator. Dust swirls around their feet as the battle intensifies, a visual testament to Jacob's unwavering resolve. An evenly matched contest unfolds, where human tenacity clashes with the otherworldly, a silent spectacle. Under the relentless desert sun, Jacob faces his physical and mental limits on the wrestling ground. Each muscle screams in protest as Jacob pushes beyond endurance, his spirit threatening to break. The endless desert stretches around him, an indifferent witness to his agonizing struggle. A raw, desperate cry tears from Jacob's throat, a blend of pain and rising frustration. I cry out in pain and frustration. Jacob's voice echoes in the vast, unforgiving expanse. On the wrestling ground, the figure writhes, its form unstable, like sand caught in a relentless gale. The figure begins to emanate an unsettling power, an aura that defies understanding. Cold fear grips me, sharp and sudden, as I witness this impossible display. Yet, beneath the fear, a strange awe blossoms, a sense of witnessing something extraordinary. The air crackles with unseen energy as the figure's transformation intensifies. I stand transfixed, caught between terror and wonder at the spectacle unfolding before me. Jacob shifts, his eyes narrowed, calculating every move on the wrestling ground. Adopting a defensive stance, he patiently seeks a flaw in his opponent's guard. His gaze intensifies, searching for a break, a moment of vulnerability to exploit. The air crackles with anticipation as Jacob prepares to seize his opportunity. On the wrestling ground, Jacob sees a flicker of doubt. Jacob explodes into action. A surprise attack. Muscles strain. A fierce contest of strength begins. Jacob gains leverage, pushing with raw power. The figure is forced down, struggling beneath Jacob. Jacob pins the figure, a triumphant moment. Amidst the wrestling ground, Jacob strains, muscles taut, as he fights to keep his hold on the figure struggling below. A surge of unprecedented strength floods Jacob's senses, coursing through him with electrifying force. His face contorts with effort, a mixture of determination and surprise etched into every line. The ground beneath them seems to vibrate with the intensity of their struggle, a silent witness to Jacob's newfound power. An eerie silence descends upon the wrestling ground as all eyes fixate on the mysterious figure. Its voice, a resonant whisper, cuts through the silence, carrying the weight of ages. The figure's demand echoes. I demand to be released. On the wrestling ground, Jacob refuses to release his hold, his knuckles white with strain. His voice echoes, demanding a blessing, a sign of divine favor in the open air. Each strained breath, each bead of sweat, speaks of his unwavering resolve. He risks everything, his face a mask of intense devotion and desperate hope. The ground trembles beneath them as the struggle intensifies, a battle of wills. On the wrestling ground, Jacob strains, muscles bulging as he grapples with an unseen powerful force. The figure's strength surges, threatening to break Jacob's hold. The overall impression is intensely disturbing, a lingering echo of Jacob's inner turmoil. Muscles scream, grip falters, but Jacob's teeth grit, determination etched on his face. He clings on, refusing to yield, the raw power of his will a palpable force against the unseen. The wrestling ground becomes a battleground of wills fading in darkness. Jacob's resolve the only barrier against defeat. First light kisses the horizon, painting the sky with pale hues of dawn. A lone figure stands on the ground, its form subtly wavering. The light gradually intensifies, revealing the figure's weakening presence. Its form becomes more ethereal, losing its sharp definition. The figure almost seems to dissolve into the awakening light. The massive figure slowly relaxes, its powerful frame easing, the harsh tension beginning to dissipate. The figure's voice softens from a growl to a low rumble, echoing across the wrestling ground. A flicker of respect shines in the figure's ancient eyes. You have proven your strength, Jacob. The figure booms, its voice carrying weight and authority. I will bestow a blessing upon you, the figure proclaims, its words hanging heavy with destiny. The mysterious figure's touch is unnatural, his fingers grazing Jacob's hip with terrible force. A sickening pop echoes as Jacob's hip dislocates, agony twisting his face. Despite the excruciating pain, Jacob's grip remains firm, unyielding in his resolve. He grits his teeth, focused, the blessing worth any price, any agony. A lone figure stands tall amidst the wrestling ground, his voice resonating with authority and change. The air crackles with anticipation as a profound declaration hangs in the balance. Jacob's name will be changed to Israel, the figure proclaims, his words carrying the weight of destiny. For he has striven with God and with men, and has prevailed. The figure booms. The new name, Israel, echoes, imbued with power, a testament to a battle fought and won. As the sun paints the sky in vibrant hues, the figure vanishes into the shadows, leaving me alone in the wrestling ground. I stand, limping and exhausted, a changed soul blessed by the encounter. The cool morning air fills my lungs as I breathe deeply, feeling the weight of the night's events. A new day dawns, promising transformation and reflection on what has just transpired. Under the merciless dawn, Jacob fights to walk, his dislocated hip a cruel reminder of the night. Each step is a victory against the burning sand, his face a mask of fierce determination. He pushes forward, the vast desert mirroring the immensity of his struggle. The sun rises, casting long shadows that emphasize his isolation and resolve. He is forever changed, the desert's harsh trial etched into his weary gaze. Jacob squints, his gaze drawn to figures emerging from the mist across the tranquil river. A subtle smile touches Jacob's lips, a delicate dance between hope and trepidation. He braces himself, knowing the reunion with Esau will test the bonds of brotherhood. Jacob's heart pounds with anticipation, poised at the precipice of a long-awaited encounter. Jacob approaches his family by the riverbank, a wide smile lighting up his face with warmth and anticipation. He opens his arms, embracing each family member in a heartfelt welcome. Jacob recounts his recent encounter, his voice filled with awe and humility. The family listens in silence, their faces mirroring Jacob's profound transformation. Jacob leads his family toward Esau's camp, apprehension and resolve etched on his face. Messengers depart, carrying Jacob's plea for peace, their figures diminishing in the distance. Jacob's hand instinctively grips his knife, prepared for the worst as they approach. Hope flickers in Jacob's eyes as he scans the horizon, yearning for a sign of his brother. The family trudges on, a small group against the vast landscape, their fate uncertain. Each step is laden with the weight of the past and the uncertainty of the future. Jacob bows deeply before Esau, a gesture of profound respect hanging heavy in the air. Esau's weathered face softens as he gazes upon Jacob, a lifetime of conflict melting away in this single moment. With surprising speed, Esau rushes forward, breaking the tense silence with an embrace. A gentle breeze whispers through the scene, carrying with it the promise of reconciliation and a new beginning. Tears stream down Esau's face as he holds Jacob close, years of resentment melting away. In a moment of reconciliation, brotherly love replaces past grievances. Under the open sky, Jacob's and Esau's families gather, a tapestry of faces united by shared meals and newfound peace. Laughter echoes through Esau's camp as old stories are retold. A warm, convivial atmosphere blankets the gathering, a testament to forgiveness and reconciliation. The air is filled with joy, reflecting the mended bonds between brothers and their families. Under the vast sky, Jacob and his family set forth, leaving Esau behind, their silhouettes against the rising sun. Drawn wagons and footsteps create a symphony of determination as they journey toward Shechem. Gratitude warms their hearts, each step forward infused with hope for the future and the promise of new beginnings. The landscape unfolds before them, mirroring their anticipation for a land where dreams take root and flourish. Dust swirls as Jacob's family arrives in Shechem, their faces etched with hope and weariness. Tents rise against the skyline, a testament to their resilience and determination to create a home. Jacob surveys the land, his eyes reflecting a vision of a future rooted in faith. With calloused hands, he measures the plot, securing a foundation for generations to come. A symbolic gesture of perseverance marks the beginning of their new life in Shechem. The sun sets on Shechem, casting long shadows as Jacob's family settles into their new home. Inside Jacob's tent, dim light dances, painting long shadows as Jacob kneels on a worn rug, his head bowed in devotion. His face, a map of hardship and resilience, glows softly, reflecting the depth of his gratitude and silent prayer. His mind drifts back, recollecting trials faced and struggles overcome, seeing God's hand in life's journey. The wrestling ground of his dream, still vivid. He is a changed man, marked forever by the desert encounter, humbled by divine presence and grace. Beneath the vast sky of Shechem, Jacob stands, a towering patriarch amidst his lively family. His gaze sweeps across the landscape, a portrait of strength etched onto his weathered face. With a sweeping gesture, he guides his family, a leader in every sense of the word. He imparts not just skills for survival, but the sacred ways of God, his voice resonating with conviction. Around him, children play, their laughter echoing through the fields, a testament to their thriving life. His presence is a comforting beacon, a symbol of hope and resilience in the heart of Shechem. Beneath the sun, the fields of Shechem unfold, where Jacob, aged but spirited, gathers his sons, his face a map of time. "My sons, the time draws near," Jacob declares, his voice resonating with the weight of prophecy and paternal love. "Remember the covenant," he urges, invoking Abraham and Isaac, his words echoing through the sun-drenched valley. "Let faithfulness be your compass," Jacob says, his blessing a guiding star for generations to come. "This is my legacy." Inside the dimly lit tent, incense hangs heavy as Jacob lies frail, his sons gathered in sorrow. Flickering candlelight illuminates Jacob's aged face, etched with wisdom as he raises a trembling hand. Jacob blesses each of his sons, his voice raspy but filled with conviction, prophesying their destinies. Each son listens intently, their faces reflecting a mix of sorrow and anticipation for the future. A serene smile graces Jacob's lips. He is at peace, knowing that he has fulfilled his purpose. Sunlight bathes Canaan as Jacob's burial unfolds, a landscape marked by solemnity. Lowered into the earth, Jacob joins his ancestors, completing a circle of lineage and legacy. Grief etches the faces of his family, tears tracing paths of sorrow and remembrance. Grief etches the faces of his family, tears tracing paths of sorrow and remembrance. Amidst tears, a celebration of Jacob's life, his struggles, and his enduring triumphs. Jacob is remembered as a hero, his life a beacon of hope for generations unborn. His legacy stands as a testament to faith, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds of family. Dawn breaks, casting a golden hue over the land, signaling a new beginning. A stark reminder of the eternal struggle between darkness and light plays out across the celestial canvas. Jacob's story emerges as a beacon of resilience, echoing through the starlit silence. Even in the darkest of nights, the desert stars whisper of hope's enduring power to prevail. If you enjoyed this story, please share, like, and subscribe for more scripture power stories.